The greatest digital asset for global payments. Transactional settlement time. So for Bitcoin, it takes 60 seconds, right? Litecoin, 10 seconds. Ethereum, 2 seconds. XRP, 0.07. I think it's like 7 seconds. Okay, I got this. Check this out, guys. Ripple's trillion dollar man. Okay. Check this out, guys.
David Schwartz might actually be the most important person in cryptocurrency that you've never heard of. In spite of actually helping build the technology that led to the creation of the third most valuable cryptocurrency in the world, XRP, he was largely behind the scenes. But earlier this year, he was actually promoted as Chief Technology Officer of Ripple and has really come out of late as a leading face in the cryptocurrency space. David Schwartz was tapped on the shoulder by the founder of Mt. Gox, one of the biggest and most notorious cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. He had recruited David Schwartz to test an idea. Could he make a blockchain, but without so much computing power? David and Jed believed that they had done that. While normal Joes like myself can still buy XRP if we wanted, their actual target customer, where they're hoping to make their revenue in the long term, is banks, which are currently connected through a centralized authority called SWIFT. But there's some controversy in all of that. Unlike the Bitcoin blockchain, which creates Bitcoin through a process called mining every 10 minutes, XRP was created all at once and then has been slowly divvied out to different parties over the years. The end result is that Ripple itself now owns the lion's share of the cryptocurrency, and there's been measures that Ripple has taken to ensure users that they won't spend all that cryptocurrency on a bunch of Lamborghinis and drop the price, but there's still a feeling of concern about this one entity owning so much cryptocurrency. And another controversy is that the network itself may or may not be as decentralized as more traditional public blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Of course, Ripple stands firm on the fact that its methodology is in fact more decentralized than Bitcoin and Ethereum, but there's a lot of doubt about the complicated decisions that they made that perhaps have really just created another SWIFT. Another SWIFT that might do things faster, another SWIFT that might do things cheaper, but really just another middleman.
Remember, guys, he said another Swift. Okay, let's go to this one.
As a small business, you rely on your bank to manage deposits, bills, loans, and so much more. And if you're like most small businesses, you also rely on your bank to process wire transfers to pay workers, suppliers, or manufacturers overseas. But in this case, it's a reliance that's hurting both your business relationships and bottom line. That's because banks normally use SWIFT to process these transactions. Created in the early 1970s and showing its age, SWIFT enables wire transfers via a global network of intermediary banks. Using SWIFT is costly, and, despite its name, the process is anything but speedy. First, you're required to manually input the receiver's banking details. Then, you select their currency, which triggers a foreign exchange rate that's typically 4 to 6% above the actual rate. Once the transfer is initiated, your funds get routed through multiple intermediary banks, costing you more time and money, while putting transfers at risk of being lost or delayed. At the end of it all, they've been forced to wait, you've been hit with serious fees, and it's rinse, wash, repeat the next time you go to pay them. With Veeam,
Okay, you guys heard that right? Now listen to this, which is crazy.
Anna, thank you very much.
Check out.
Moving on, today a Russian security company reported that it discovered one of the biggest bank robberies ever. No guns involved, hackers did it, breaking into more than 100 banks in 30 countries and making off with a total of as much as $1 billion. Here's Anna Werner.
The authors of the report call it the great bank robbery of the modern era.
Their ultimate goal was to steal as much money as possible, and they largely accomplished that.
Chris Doggett is managing director for Kaspersky Lab, the computer security firm that uncovered the scheme.
Your very basic hacker guys are all about getting in and stealing whatever they can get their hands on. The way these guys are different is they were really a combination of hackers, spies, and thieves.
The criminals often use the simplest of methods to get into banks, an email attachment with a virus sent to bank employees. When the employee clicked on it, the hackers gained access to the bank's financial systems, then spied to see how the employees and the systems worked.
They went in and actually changed the balances in accounts at the bank, so that it looked to the bank like there was more money in that account than there actually really was in reality. They then used e-payment systems and online banking systems and ATM machines and even the SWIFT financial network to then transfer the money out of those accounts into other accounts that they had set up for themselves.
Often, the hackers sent commands to ATMs to just spew out
That's
money,
crazy, bro.
and then they'd have a person standing there to collect it. The losses are huge. One bank lost nearly $10 million when the hackers targeted its online banking platform. Another was hit for $7.3 million through ATM fraud.
It's not clear yet how many banks in the U.S. were affected or whether they lost money. Now, the American Bankers Association told us today, quote, "There's no evidence U.S. banks were infiltrated." But Doggett's group, Scott, found U.S. banks were definitely targeted.
Imagine what Bonnie and Clyde would think.
Imagine. That's crazy, man. XRP. 25 cents. Much to say. It's not much to say. XRP, the world's fastest and most scalable digital asset.
Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is going to be part of a beginner's introductory series about the basics of specific coins for those who might be new to the cryptocurrency space. Today we are going to be going over the token known as XRP. I will go over many things to give you a basic understanding of exactly what's going on, and I will make sure to do my darndest to be able to simplify them so that you have a better understanding as to what the XRP token actually is. Built for enterprise use, XRP offers banks and payment providers a reliable, on-demand option to source liquidity for cross-border payments. Using XRP, banks can source liquidity on demand in real time without having to pre-fund Nostro accounts, which I will go over in 1 second. Payment providers use XRP to expand reach into new markets, lower foreign exchange costs, and provide faster payment settlement. Where Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies are used as a general payment method, as XRP can also be used as a general payment method, the idea behind the usage of XRP is to be used by not only banks, but also payment providers and institutions who are sending payments around the world to allow them to have a cheaper and quicker way to be able to send funds which I will also go over in a couple of seconds. The pre-funded Nostro accounts in the simplest form is typically if you are trying to send money from one end of the world to the other, especially if you are a bank. You may have noticed many times it takes around anywhere from 3 to 5 to 7 business days in order for your funds to properly get there. And this is because if you are sending money to another part of the world and you are a bank, you have to have a pre-funded account in the other country's denominated currency. And if you do not have that, it takes far longer for your money to be able to get there. The idea is by using XRP, the token, you can circumvent all of that and simply have money transferred from one other side of the world to the other in a couple of seconds. So now you are beginning to understand why people are using or talking about XRP. When it comes to transactions per second, even the normal amount of actual payment time that it takes to send, typically as of right now, at this very moment, it takes around maybe an hour or so, if not more sometimes, to be able to send a payment with Bitcoin. With the XRP token, this actually happens in around 4 seconds. And there are many updates that are actually being planned for XRP, which will allow transactions to only take 1 second, which is incredibly important for the future of payments. As far as scalability, for those who do not know, scalability pretty much means being able to handle more people and more transactions per second on your actual network. At the moment, Bitcoin is able to handle typically around the maximum of 6 transactions per second. Ethereum is able to handle around a maximum of 15, while XRP is able to handle around 1,500 transactions per second. And
You guys just heard that, guys. You guys just heard
we
that.
also have confirmation that 50,000 transactions per second is also possible as of July 2017.
That should be enough information, man. See you guys next time, man. Like and subscribe.